Jan Wilson was a student of mine at the University of New Hampshire. And she was a 53-year-old woman. She was trying to write about something that happened to her when she was in 8th grade. It was a moment that, looking back, sort of, she didn't feel too good about. But at the time, she felt very good about. Her little sister had been teasing her. And she poured an entire quart of milk over her little sister's head. Now, in Jan's first draft, when she wrote about it, she wrote something like, "I poured the milk over my sister's head, and it was a total mess everywhere." Then she went back. She put a little arrow in her story, and she got a blank piece of paper, and she wrote about that one moment in slow motion for an entire page. I watched myself begin this horrible deed. My hand seemed to suddenly have a will of its own. It picked up the milk carton. The spout was already open. My arm extended over Carol's head, tipping the carton. The liquid poured in slow, steady, thick, unending stream through her long, blonde hair, soaking the back of her clothes and running onto the floor. As the milk reached the floor, I shifted the spout slightly to begin another long, milky journey down the front of her. It poured over the forehead, in the eyes, running in rivers down each side of her nose, converging on her chin and splashing into her plate. Her food was soon awash and ran over the edge and into her lap, and still I poured on. It was too late to stop now. The rapture of it all. Oh, sweet revenge. Carol was shocked into absolute silence, her milk-washed eyes staring at me in total disbelief, almost uncomprehending. What had I done? I only meant to pour a little to scare her, and now it was all over everywhere. Her chair was a four-legged island in the middle of a giant white pond in the kitchen floor. How could 1 quart of milk go so far? For a second or two, I had a brief but fleeting prayer. She was stunned, speechless. However, not for long. "Daddy!" she screamed at the top of her lungs. If you were a filmmaker making a film of your life, where would you use slow motion? Talk about possible moments with your classmates. It can be a happy moment, a sad moment, an embarrassing moment. I can remember the moment I sat down in 2nd grade and my pants ripped. It can be a moment of sadness, a moment of great happiness, great joy. Talk about it with your classmates. 2, write for an entire page about that one moment, which may have lasted only a few seconds or a minute or two. Don't go to the afternoon or the next day. Stay inside that one moment. Don't write big when you do this. When you get stuck, try using your binoculars to zoom in. How do you do it? Ask yourself a question. Or switch between writing what you think to writing what you see, hear, smell, touch. And if you end early, this might happen to you. You get halfway down the page and you're at the end of your moment. This is something you can do. You can add a moment or a snapshot into the moment you've already written about. I held the ball tight in my hands. Zip it in to that place inside that moment that you've already written about.